Okay, so the 29th of the 2019 paper. So comes over here. Yeah. So like in 29, consider the following list rendered by a web browser. So it has these three things. So these are bullets. So this is an unordered list. So if it is going to be an unordered list, it's the UL and the LI which we needed, right? So DL and DT is not going to be because it defines a definition list and definition title. We are not using DL and LI together. OL and LI is not going to be again because it is ordered list. So this is an unordered list that you are having, right? So of course, fourth one is going to be the correct answer for the 29th. 30th. Which of the following statements related to the web page development are correct? The content shown in dynamic web pages may vary according to the user inputs or time. Yeah, that is why it is called dynamic, right? A dynamic web page means a web page which changes its content. Okay. Think about a social media web page. It changes due to the user inputs, right? So those are called dynamic inputs. So A is correct. Dynamic web pages are created only using HTML. No, because we can't make a dynamic web page only using HTML. Because if you use only HTML, you can't apply the dynamicness into the web page. To do that, you need PHP kind of things, JavaScripts, and the CSS. So only using HTML, no, it is not possible to create a dynamic web page. So B is wrong. Web authoring tool can be used to create web pages. Yeah, web authoring tools can be used to create web pages. Yes, the softwares like Dreamweaver, Composer, Blue Griffin, right? There are many, right? So of course, so you can take the second one as the correct answer, A and C. All right, 31st. So which of the following tag can be used for HTML character formatting? Yes, it's asking about character formatting, right? So I tag will be italic the words, B tag will be bold the text, U tag will draw an underline to a word, EM will emphasize, that means it's the same as the bold, right? So yes, the first one needs to be the correct answer. Here they have used BR, which is not using to do any formats for the text. Paragraph, P tag is to do the changes for the paragraph. So it is wrong. Here P tag is for paragraph changes, LI is for list changes. So again, it's wrong. Here LI is for do the listing changes or the properties of list. So it is wrong again. So 31, first one is going to be the answer. Right, then 35th. Which of the following statements are true? Yeah. So it's asked, a Pascal is an example of a high-level programming language. Yeah, that is correct, because high-level programming languages means anything other than the machine language and the assembly language, because only those two are considered to be the low-level languages, and Pascal considered to be a high-level language. And not only Pascal, anything other than the machine language and the assembly language are considered as high-level languages. So Pascal is example for high-level language. High-level language programs are easier for the programmers to understand than low-level language programs, definitely, because high-level language program means it's more close to a human readable form. So it is more easy for the programmer to understand, right? So that's correct as well. A compiler translates a high-level language program into a machine language instructions. Again, it is because compiler, it is a translator. The purpose is converting a high-level language into a machine language. So everything is correct. Fourth one is going to be the answer. 36th. Consider the following pseudocode segment. Right. So it is asking what would be the output if the value 175 is input for the variable units. So now it begins as it says, and for the units it's going to take 175, right? And if it says if units less than 50, so now unit is 175, so it is less than 50, so that is true. It says amount equals unit into 1, right? So so the amount will be like 175, yeah, 175 into 1. Oh, hold on. Yes, it was going wrong. Sorry, people. Right, so this condition, units less than or equal 50. The number of units are 175, which is not less than or equal 50, so it is wrong. So this is not going to happen. It comes to the else part. Else part is asking if units larger than 50. So 175 is larger than 50, so that part is correct. And then they have AND clause, then it asking units are less than or equal 150. So, but units are not less than or equal 150, it is wrong. So that means the entire condition is going to be false, because with the AND clause, to provide something true, both the conditions need to be true. Here, one particular condition is true, the other one is false. So the final result is false. That means this is not going to happen. It comes with the else, and then it executes this. So it says 250 plus units, that means 175 minus 150, then a 5. Right? So 250 plus 25 into 5, which means 250 plus 125, which means 375, which gives you the answer as the fourth one. Right? Are we clear up to this point, everyone? Okay, great. Moving to the 37. So the 37. What would be the output if a user inputs the numbers 4, 5, 2, and -1, one after the other for the following pseudocode segment? Okay, let's check. They say terminal equals -1. I'll take it as T. I'll keep it as -1. X equals 0, it says. So, and it says repeat. Okay, display enter number. So they display the enter number phrase and get num, it says. So that means num variable will be assigned with the number that is being provided. So when you have enter number, this is the first number that you are going to provide, which is 4. So number first assigned with 4. Then it is asking a question whether number is larger than x. Number is 4, larger than x, x is 0. Then it says assign number to the x from here. That means num value is 4, assign it to the x. So it is 4. right? And if ends and the condition is checked, number equals terminal. So number is 4, terminal is -1. No, it's not equal. So it goes up, that means over here, and ask for another number. So 5 will be given. And they are again asking whether the number is larger than x. So num is 5, x is 4. So which is larger? Num is 5 and x is 4. So if this is true, then it comes over here. Num is assigned to the x. So 5 will be assigned to the x. Then again it comes to the endf and checks whether the number is equals to terminal. Number is not equals to terminal. Terminal is -1. Number is 5 now. So then goes up and checks again. Display enter number and get num. Get num is going to provide you 2 now. That's the next one in the list. So this is going to be 2. So now it will ask if number larger than x. So like number is 2, x is 5. So number larger than x, it is. I'm sorry, no, it's not. It's not. X is 5, num is 2. So which is not larger. So this is wrong. It is wrong means the entire thing is going to be wrong. The code is going to be wrong. And now it checks whether number is equals to the determinant. Number is not equals to the determinant. Still the number got 2 and terminal got -1. So that means it goes up and repeats. So they will ask for a number. And the number which is going to provide is -1. So now number is going to be -1. And it says if number larger than x, number is -1, x is 5, so not larger. Then this is wrong. This is wrong means we are not coming to this particular statement. And if it happens, then it says unit num equals terminals. Sorry, I'm sorry, until num equals terminal. So now the terminal and the num are identical, -1, -1. Right, so then it says display x. So x has the value of 5, which is the fourth one. It's going to be the answer. Right, it's a little bit lengthy, the program, but nothing hard that you are finding there. And 38, consider the following statement regarding computer programs. Variables can contain different values at different times. Yeah, that's why it is called a variable. It can hold different values in different times. And B, reserved words of a programming language can be used as variable names in that language. No, it is wrong. Right, so if you think about the Pascal, the same thing that we are learning, you can't take a function or the variable name called if, can't take it as else, right? So those are called the reserved words. So if you are using that, like those reserved words will not be able to use as your variable names, right? You can't take write-ln as a variable name, program as a variable name, integer as a variable name. No, you can't. Right, so A is correct, B is incorrect. Yeah, first one is going to be the answer. Right, moving to the 39th. Right, says, consider the following pseudocode. read A, B, and C. So what they are trying to say in the question is they are giving A, B, and C to these respective values. People, give me a second. Okay, so the ABC is given the value as 50, 30, and 70. So reading ABC is okay. They take a variable called value, which is equals to 0. So I can take it as 0 over here. So then they are checking whether A is larger than B. So A is 50, B is 30. So A is larger than B. That is correct. Therefore, it comes over here and check whether A is larger than C. A is 50, C is 70. So A is not larger than 70. So it is incorrect. Then it comes to the else. In else, it says assign C to the value. So C means 70. So 70 will be assigned to the value. All right. So then it ends the ifs. They need to display the value. So it will display 70 because the value of the 70, the value of the value variable is 70. So the last question, which is 40. So it says if 0 and 1 respectively are given as inputs for X in the following logic circuit, what would be the two respective output at Y? Yeah. So when you're dealing something like this, be very careful because there are many simple ways of doing it. Let me draw the circuit. So this indicates X, this indicates Y. So this is a NOT gate. This gives you A and this gives you B. Right? This is AND gate. This is another AND gate. This is an OR gate. Right? Yes. Right now, we have to argue what will happen. So yeah, first it's input 0, then it's input 1 as x. So first let's go with 0. So x is given the value 0. If it is 0, this particular input will be a 0. Since this is receiving a 0, this will input you a 1. Right? Now, since this is an AND gate, when AND operation related with a 0 with anything else, going to give you a 0 as the output. That is concretely sure, because AND operation do the multiplication. So when you are multiplying with a 0, the ultimate answer is going to be a 0. And regarding this AND gate, this is going to be A dot 1. Right? In one side it's getting A, on the other side it's getting 1. So A dot 1 means if you provide, let's say you are providing 0 over here. So if the A is 0, then 1 comes from here. 0 dot 1, when it does the AND operation, it's going to give you 0 dot 1 is going to give you a 0. And if A is 1, it's going to show you like A dot 1 dot 1. That means 1. Right? That means whenever the value of A is 0, the output is depends, or like output is identical to the value of A. When the value of A is 1, again output is equals to the A. So in other case, that means A dot 1 can be written as A. So, right, it's a simple thing to understand. Right, so here, that means in this line, you're going to receive A. And on this line, you are going to receive a 0. So since this is an OR gate, Y is going to provide you like A plus 0 as your final answer, right? So A plus 0 means what? If A is 0, 0 plus 0 will equal to the 0. If A is 1, 1 plus 0 is equal to the 0. I'm sorry, equals to the 1. 1 plus 0 is equal to the 1. That means the value of A is going to be the output over here as well. Right? So that means A plus 0 is going to give you an A. That means when X is 0, Y is outputting A. Are we clear about this, people? Okay. Right. So that means when X is 0, Y equals to A. Right. So now let's check what's happened when the X is 1. Now when the X is 1, that provides you 1 over here, which gives you a 0 over here. This gives you A, so it's going to provide you A. And here you are going to receive a 1. Right? B can be anything. So if this AND gate gives you a dot 0, if a 0 is multiplying or do the AND operation with some variable, it's going to give you a 0 ultimately, right? A dot 0 is 0, right? Because when you do the AND operation with 0, final answer is 0 without log. And here you are going to get something similar to the previous time. So this is going to be b dot 1, right? So b dot 1 is equals to b, because in the early stage we talked like a dot 1 is equals to a, right? So if b dot 1 is equal to b, this of course, this line will bring you a 0 and this line will bring you a b. So y is going to be b plus 0, right? That means y is going to become b. Earlier time we talked about how b a plus 0 is going to become a. So the same way b plus 0 is going to become b. So that means when x is 1, y is b. So the second one is going to be the answer. Right. So we are done with the 40 questions. So the time, yeah, there are 10 minutes to go. Any like any other questions to be discussed, people? Yes, people? Okay. So that means we are done with the first paper, right? Since there are 10 minutes, I'm going to go for the next paper, the next part as well. We'll discuss some of these questions quickly. Is everyone done with the second paper? Everyone? Are you done with the second paper? Right. Is there anyone who has not completed this thing? Okay, I consider there are no anyone who has not completed this. Okay. So let's go with this. The second part says the Colombo Weather Center records daily rainfall values for 1 month. Write down 2 examples. For information can be found by processing the above mentioned daily rainfall data. So when you have daily rainfall, you can take the total rainfall of the month, the processing part, average rainfall of the month, again processing part. You can do the comparison as well, right? So likewise, these type of answers, right? These type of answers can be taken as the information that you can derive. So if you have any alternative answers, let me know. Yes, if you mention any 2 of those, so 2 marks will be given. Okay, moving forward. So they are asking you to match some of the ports with the task. That's how it happens. Yeah, consider the following diagram with images of some computer ports labels and ask you to match it. Right, so label A is the audio. Right, this is A. HDMI is the C. RJ45 is B. USB should be D. And VGA is E. That's how it happens. Right, so audio A, HDMI C, RJ45 B, USB B, and VGA E. Right, so if you got everything correct, 2 marks, or 4 are correct, again 2 marks. 1 or 3, 1 to 3 are correct, only 1 mark. Okay, so then the number conversions are there. So like, see how the conversion happens. Convert the 1260 in base 10 to its octal equivalent. So 1260 need to be divided by 8. So 184 is remaining for 46. There is 5 and 6 is remaining for 6. For 60, 7 and it's 56 and 4 is remaining. 157 is divided by 8 again. And this, of course, 1 and 7 is remaining. For 77, it is 9, 72, and 5 is remaining. This need to be divided by 8 again, and this is 2, and 3 will be remaining. 2354 in octal, it seems. Right, and it's asking A160 into its binary equivalent. Yeah, so like, if it is A116, in hexadecimal, 1 is going to be written as 4-bit binary code, and A is written as 4 bits binary code. So place values are going to be 1, 2, 4, 8. Right, so A means 10, people. So 1 can be defined as 3 zeros and 1. 10, it is 1 and 1 over 8 and 2, and the other places are 0. Right, so the correct answer is going to be 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Right, so if you got these 2 answers, you got 2 marks, 1 for each. Let me show it to you from the marking scheme. Yeah, this is how it happens. If you want to write the way that we have approached, it's time for you to write it. Anyone who is copying from the screen? Okay, so moving forward, the fourth part, it is saying consider the following logic gate to the truth table having 2 columns as A and P for the above gate. Yeah. So what we can do is we can have A. Now what you can see is you got A over here and A input as here. So P is going to be A dot A's total bar. Right, I'm sorry, A plus A's total bar. It's the no gate. Right, so that means you have to write an A and another A, same thing. Then you have to figure out A plus A. Then you have to figure out A plus A. It's the very final answer that you are going to take. So if A is 0, this is also 0 because these things are identical. A is 1, this is 1 as well. So A plus A means 0 plus 0, 0. 1 plus 1, 1. And the complement of it is 1 and 0. Right, so if you are asked, since you have asked to draw the truth table using A and P, once you are done with this, you can take A and P, you can give A for 0 and 1. So when it comes to the P, it's going to be 1 and 0. Right, so this is going to be your answer. So this represents a NOT gate, people. Right, so A is given, the inverted value is the output. Right, so and it says consider the following logic circuit, write down the relevant Boolean expression for S. Oh yeah, it's easy. It's easy. Like here it comes X, here it comes Y, and this is Y bar, and this will give you X dot Y bar. And this is X bar, so this is you have here X, and this is Y. So X bar dot Y comes from here. And then you have to add the addition. So X dot Y bar plus X bar dot Y. Right, so this is going to be the final output. Let's cross check with the marking scheme as well. So writing the truth table like this, given 1 mark, and taking the output like this, again given a 1 mark. Okay, so the fifth one, yes, Amara wants to create a folder structure to store methodically in his computer. He wants to hold on. Yeah, he wants to separate folders what are you referring to, the truth table that we are drawing? Fourth one, B part. Hold on. Let me see. Yes, in this calculation, what do you mean by like, what you're saying is like having brackets like this or having a big bracket? Okay, so yes, if you are having parentheses around X dot Y bar plus X bar dot Y, so like no worries, nothing to be worried. Right. And here it says someone wants to create folder structure to store files methodically in his computer. He wants to separate folders for his study related files of the subject maths and science. Right. So from there, you can code the part of an answer. If this is maths, this is going to be science. Right. And he also stores all his music files separately. So that means this is going to be music. Right, and he further wants to store all the photos that he had taken in 2018 and 2019. Since here it says 2018, this is going to be 2019. And yes, they have given you a list, some particular list. So we use 2019, we use science, and music. This is the music folder. Right, so photos and studies. So A will become the studies. C will become the photos, right? Right, so that's how the categorization should happen. Let's go with the marking scheme and see. So here, yes, A is studies, B is science, C is music, D is photos, and E is 2019. So 2 marks if you got it all correct. Okay, so I'm going to end the session from here just for today, people, since the time is up. And by next week, I'm going to finish this, and you have to finish the 2020 paper, right? Get ready with it. If you got any chance, we'll move that as well. At least we will mark it and take the incorrect answers, incorrect questions, right? Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to end the session from here. I'll see you on next week for the very same time.